What up, people? This is Rodney James with MMA Latest News. We bring you the latest from the UFC, Bellator, ONE FC, and all major combat sports worldwide. If it's MMA, it's on MMA Latest. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Also, check us out on Twitter at MMA Latest NWS. MMA Latest News is made possible in part by Rev Gear. Visit RevGear.com for the best MMA gear from gloves to shorts and rash guards. RevGear.com has what you need. Check it out. Another proud sponsor is Physiques Training. Go to physiques-training.com for the ultimate service in training and nutrition. Physiques-training.com. Today is with great pleasure that I bring to you none other than Matt the Immortal Brown, currently ranked the number 8 UFC welterweight. He's getting ready to take on Demain Maia at UFC 198. That's an amazing card. I'm very excited for this fight. Matt, how the hell are you, brother?
I feel real good. Everything's coming together perfectly. All the timing is lining up for the weight, the cardio, everything. So I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, man. So let's get right down to business, man. You're taking on Demain Maia, who's another guy that's in the top 10 along with you. And this is your second time fighting overseas, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. Yep. That's only the second time I've never had to use my passport to fight.
So how exciting is that, man? It's going to be kind of crazy down in Brazil, huh?
I don't know. For me, it's the same thing, really, no matter where I go. I mean, it's a hotel, an arena, and a cage. So, it's not a vacation. It's not, what I mean? So it's the same thing, honestly. Now, this was in a soccer stadium, so it's a little different in that sense, but
well,
not really.
We've all been waiting with bated breath to hear about this UFC 200 card, but I got to be honest with you, the card that you're on down in Brazil, UFC 198, I think, well, it's a phenomenal card. I think it's better than the UFC 200 card, in my opinion. It's headlined by Fabricio Verdum, Stipe Miocic. You've got Anderson Silva fighting on the card, Vitor and Jacare. It's just an amazing card, man. So how excited are you to be fighting
Brazil? I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pumped, man. I mean, that's I missed UFC 100. They didn't put me on that, and now I'm probably not looking like I'm going to be on UFC 200. So, when I can look back and say, it's on some of the biggest cards, I can say, UFC 189, I was on that, when Connor fought, I don't know, somebody, I forget, Mendez, yeah, and I was on that card. That was a gigantic card. Now I'm on 198, which is like you said, I think it's better than UFC 200. We got the heavyweight championship of the world on our card. So that's what that's what all combat sports comes down to. I mean, I ain't necessarily a gigantic fan of the heavyweights, but that's what people like. That's the the biggest, strongest men in the world. So. When you look at it like that, we got the premier fight card of the year.
Yeah, I think so, man. And I'm way more excited about Verdum and Miocic than I was Verdum Velasquez too, for sure. So I think it's just a win-win.
That's true.
But I mean,
that's just yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, you said it's the same thing either way when you go to a fight. But at the same time. How much time do you give yourself to get down there and get prepared? Because I mean, I know that the last week of a fight, there's a lot of press. It can be a very, taxing event for y'all at your level, especially, and then you got the weight cut on top of that. How do you plan for that? Do you just get there a week or two early, or how soon do you get there before the fight?
Well, for this one, it's just pretty much the same time zone. I think it's only like a 3-hour, 4-hour difference. So it's not really need to go a lot earlier. I just have to recover from a fairly long flight. So I don't have to do it too early for all that. But in terms of the media and everything, I mean that's it ain't no fun. And fight week happens to be one of the times when you have to do the most media. But this ain't my first rodeo. I've done this a lot of times, and I'm used to that, and it doesn't really bother me. I mean, to me, it kind of it actually kind of helps me get into that zone the week of the fight. It used to kind of aggravate me, and I'm like, man, more interviews, whatever. But now, like, it's so ingrained into me that's what happens the week of the fight. That puts me into my zone a little deeper, and it's actually sort of, in some ways, you can use it for you, you can use it against you. I try to use it for me, where every time that, you hear a lot of the same questions over and over with the media interviews the week of the fight, and with you get a lot of basically the same interviews. So I just try to use the power of positive talk that week, and all the interviews, I just make sure that I'm saying the things that I need to be telling.
Right. Totally makes sense. Hey, and we'll get plenty of that going here today. Folks, for the rest of the interview, check out MMA Latest on the App Store or go to MMALatestNews.com, and you can check out a full transcript of my conversation with Matt Brown. That's Matt the Immortal Brown. He's taking on Demain Maia down in Brazil, in Curitiba, Brazil at UFC 198. Check that card out. It is amazing. It's headlined by Fabricio Verdum taking on Stipe Miocic for the heavyweight title. You've got Anderson Silva fighting Uriah Hall, and Vitor Belfort is taking on Jacare Souza. It's just an amazing card. Many other good fights on there, including Demain Maia versus Matt Brown. Again, MMA Latest is the name. Go to the website, go to the App Store, get the app, and you'll see a full transcription of my hour-long conversation with Matt Brown. Too much to contain here on the podcast, but plenty of good reading material, so go check it out. This is Rodney James signing off with MMA Latest News.